Hello, everybody. I'm Paula. Thank you for being here. First of all, thank you, Deborah, for the introduction as well. Today, we're going to talk about a little bit how brands connect to consumers. I've been working for several of these brands like Hasbro, Heineken, and Bimbo, where we digitalize some of their channels to sell online, for example, in Amazon. And now we are with Atomic Pixels and especially with Digital Link, where we are leading the next generation barcodes. And today, I really hope we can share some of the experience of the brands that we've been working with and what we've been finding around the whole world where we are connected here. I wanted to start with a very funny fact. Yes, this is in a very far away latitude of the world. It was in Australia. It was back in February. And I wanted to start this presentation with actually something personal. If you haven't noticed, I do have something right here. And I didn't know I was pregnant back there. So I was holding a product in my hands that I didn't know I was going to need at this point of my life, and it's amazing. We went with a team to help the nursery industry to implement QR codes on packaging for not only connected with the consumers, but also compliant with the Australia regulation for nursery products. So back then, I understood a little bit more about the nursery world. I know much more now, of course, but back then I had to do a very fast master. And the funny thing about this event back in February of this year is that when you speak with a parent, but also when you are a consumer, you need the right information at the right time. And you want it in your language, you want it in your country. What can you expect from the product? Back there, it was maybe just a QR code, but now it's even more stronger. That was the little anecdote of this story. This is going to be a presentation that I'm going to actually ask you to pull up your phones. So if you can just scan this QR code, I will shut up for just 10 seconds. But this is a little survey of how much of QR codes do you know. 45% have used a QR code on the packaging. 55% doesn't know the difference between static and dynamic. Today we're going to cover the universe behind this square and how a single QR code can go along your whole supply chain. The new generation of barcodes, how this is going to become a QR code that allows you to be scanned at the point of sale, but also interact with your consumer. It's a QR code that allows you not only to communicate with your consumer, but also comply with local or regional regulations at the same time. So you can set up experience for your regulator and a different one for your consumer. That's what these QR codes are about, like something that you can put on your packaging and you just forget about it because you can be updating it all the time. When we talk about what's behind these squares, of course, you have the brands that they are fighting to get your attention. They're trying to communicate and define an experience for you that you should be engaging, something that is worth scanning. And we have more than 15 years of experience of working with brands and how to define these campaigns for customers. One of the ones that we always do not recommend is do not send customers or people just to your homepage, because that is like the worst experience that you can get. I mean, it's better than anything, but again, it's like, okay, I can type your own website and Google and find about you. This is much more. This is your opportunity to really talk to your customer, talk to the person that you want the QR code to be scanned. So we talk about what's really behind it. And really behind this scan, it's not only the brand, it's actually real people handling with real problems and real issues. And we have some examples here. This is the father who happened to buy a present for the daughter and the QR code didn't work. So it was very frustrated. It didn't work. What happened? You've broken my daughter's heart. Maybe it's a grandson that they got a QR code from their grandma and they don't have idea what is it about. Or it might be a very frustrated customer who is saying, this is not working. I will see you in consumer court. So this one is actually kind of serious. Or maybe you order pizza, you didn't get it, and you just want your pizza for a Saturday night. This is a frustration that a lot of people have to deal with when we're talking about these little squares. The main thing here is how to make them work. You only have one chance to people scan it. You will hear a lot of companies say, QR codes, nobody scanned them. Yeah, people scan QR codes. And the problem is that if you don't define the experience that you want them to get, is when things start to fail. We have some examples of companies. Again, these are QR codes, all of them, you can scan them. And I'm just curious because these kind of QR codes normally open up in your own language. And this is a case of one of the brands that we work with, that they completely remove the leaflet on the product. Like they export to several countries in the European Union, but also abroad. You can have the right information at your fingertips in your own language. Or you can actually change it because there's a language selector there. But the fact that the QR code opens up in what you are expected to find the information in, it is just amazing. We call it a packaging that speaks any language. You're providing the right information at the right time, but in the right language, which is even more important. Another of the examples that we have to show you here, this is actually pretty funny. It is from Treat Street. They are very famous about this little guy here, the perfect man, as they call it. Their campaigns always change, depending on seasonality, depending on the different festivity that they are driving. And for them, it's like, now our packaging doesn't have to change. We have the same QR code for all of them. And we can actually move the conversation online because, of course, the perfect man, maybe it does deserve the perfect post. And they elevate the social media conversation with these kind of codes. And it's another funny way to communicate and connect with your consumers. This one is a little bit bigger. This is when actually packaging leaves the shelf. In this case, it took over Times Square. They actually took the New Year's drop ball to use these cookies. It was in the national chocolate chip cookie in the United States, and it's from Tate's Bake Shop. And they use it in a way to promote, of course, the Tate cookies. And when you scan the QR code, you basically get a free cookie. And when a free cookie wasn't a good idea, well, they got it. They impacted more than 3,000 people that were passing by. They actually ran out of stock that day of the cookies. And well, the QR code just made it interactive. It's not only about having a QR code or a point of communication with your customer on your packaging, but also having it in places like the Times Square, or maybe it's on a shelf, on a flyer, or whatever you want to put it. But it's everything a 360 opportunity to talk with customers. This is another case. This is Nestlé from Mexico. And for them, is packaging can give much more at the right moment, like how to prepare a formula, how to get ready for your kid. And it's about trustworthy information. It's about having the right information from the brand to you, instead of Googling it and maybe finding something about how to use it. Well, this is the brand talking to you. And this is why it's so important for them to have a proper channel of communication with your customer. This is, again, a little bit of a mix because Heliocare, it's a brand from Spain. They are from Cantabria Labs. They use QR code on packaging, but they also use in like campaigns or marketing campaigns like this one, where they do a cross-marketing selling point. And what we like about this is specifically use of QR code is that it's not only about giving the people the right information, but it's also about asking the right information. They are asking the right questions and guiding people toward the protection they need based on their skin's needs or whatever they want specifically, and they have a final recommendation about it. So it's another way of connecting without having to send people to just the website. And this is actually a survey that you can interact with your consumer. And this is when labels become conversational, or what we call conversational packaging. So it is the point where you, as a consumer, you see the packaging, you touch it, you feel it, you can see there's a lot of information, but maybe you need a little bit more clarity over some of the points. And what we want to present today is the fact that how can I actually talk to the packaging or the product I have right in my hand. So this is what we introduce you today, which is CLEO, an AI product assistant. That is a fire flag. The idea of CLEO is to help you on the product that you are about to buy, or the product that you already have at home. Maybe you're just about to use it and you have a very quick doubt. And it's a conversational chat. It actually has a voice. We had to remove it because we didn't want you to talk today with it, because otherwise we don't finish the presentation. But you can chat with it. The packaging or the product, it doesn't stay as a physical thing. It comes to life. It becomes your virtual assistant. Imagine it like you walk into a store, you go to the product assistant, you ask the question there, but you go home with a product and you forgot about something that you didn't know, or something that you want to amplify. Well, this is your virtual assistant. It's like having the personal assistant, but at home. This is just a guideline of what would you ask a lavender oil like this one. This is thing is another brand that is implementing digital and QR codes in a great way because they are using it for the future regulations in the cosmetic sectors for the DPP. So they have a very specific design of the conversation. And you can actually, I don't know, ask it, how do I use this to relax? Can I use it with our essential oils? Or maybe if I want to keep my mother-in-law away or somebody I don't fancy that much, well, you can actually ask that to the product and it will actually answer you. So if you want to scan it and just give it a try, those were some of the questions that you can actually ask to CLEO. And yes, find out if maybe it's the right product for you, if you can mix it, if it is about putting on your creams or whatever. It's a very nice way to interact with the actual product that you have in your hands. That's the main difference. It's not any assistant that you can talk about the brand or the story of the brand. No, it is, I have this product with this identification number. Maybe I even have this batch number and this expiration date. And this is the product that is talking to me. You will be able to really address the information that you want from your customer there. This one is another example, maybe for later today. It's a gin from Ireland, and maybe you want to know a little bit more about what type of cocktails you can make, where does the pink color actually come from. It's actually a doubt that I have, and actually I asked it. And maybe if it would make you dance better, or just spend the night in a karaoke singing like Freddie Mercury, who knows? Again, if you want to give it a try, you can scan out this one as well and have a conversation with CLEO about this pink ocean gin. In this kind of product, of course, you need to have the legal age check, so just be honest about it. And that's when you actually can pass and ask a question to this product. We say packaging is no longer the end of the journey. It is the conversation. It is when you start to be in direct contact lines, like picking up the phone and call your customer and see what they are saying or what they want to tell you. It matters, of course, for people for having the right information at the right time, the right language. It gives you trust because you know it's the source of truth. For brands, it increases connection, the loyalty, visibility, everything that we know. And of course, regulators, if we're talking about digital and QR codes, well, you're providing everything that we've seen so far, but also having the layer of compliance. If you have to go out of here and have something in your mind, it doesn't really matter if it is a product, if it is your life, if it is that you need to, I don't know, pass an exam and you need to put a QR code there to give the thesis, because we actually have universities as well using it for this kind of usage. Just remember, you need to have a clear road to action. You need to let people know what they can expect from scanning the QR code. Otherwise, you will be one of those saying, no, nobody scans QR codes. Of course, nobody scans it because you're not adding value to it. And you need to think first of your customer. And that's why the consumer first content is how to customize the experience to really delight them. And remember, it doesn't matter if it is in your product, it doesn't matter if it is in your business card, whatever, just make them dynamic. Otherwise, you will have to spend a lot of money when you have to change something and you can. So make them dynamic, make it DS1 digital and QR code for products and retail, and be ready for the sunrise for the POS systems, but also for your customers in a way that it will really engage with them. All of us, we have products in our hands. I'm pretty sure you're going to go to the supermarket and will see a product and you will see the QR code there. For us, we want to make it mean more, and we basically want to make them speak human, because that's where the difference starts between a regular packaging and a regular product. And if I can actually speak my own language and have a conversation with it, that's the main thing for us.